Quiet of the night, I hear a whisper in the wire.
Baby, baby, baby.
A fragile tone that pulls me gently through the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Every chord remembers you.
welcome to the guitar angle.
Every note becomes a name.
Every note.
I'm reaching through the frequencies, but nothing sounds the same.
Becomes
I feel
a
the
name.
air around me tremble like a tree.
Are you ready for the most athletic guitar stream in the world?
I'm falling through the echoes where the shadows start to glow.
Buckle up, cause we are about to begin.
Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, your voice is in the undertow. I'm rising, but I'm sinking in the echoes. Echoes of Sorenzo.
Oh, baby, baby, baby! We are about to begin.
The world is made of silver strings and unresolved desires. I chase the tone that once was yours through broken amplifiers. You fade into the reverb, but I still can't let it win. I hear you in the distance, pulling me again. I feel the air around me tremble like a truth I can't let go. A spark inside the silence calling me back home. I'm falling through the echoes where the shadows start to glow. And every sound you leave behind is the one I can't outgrow. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, your voice is in the undertow. I'm rising, but I'm sinking in the echoes. Echoes of Sorenzo.
Baby, baby, baby! Woo! Ooh, baby, baby, baby.
Hold me in the static, guide me through the dark. Every fading memory still reaches for my heart. I'm falling through the echoes, still searching.
Oh my!
And every wave that crashes.
Aren't we in the mood today? Woo!
Mr. Sorenzo,
Woo!
I'm lost in
What's happening?
I'm standing,
Standing,
I'm drifting,
drifting
the echoes.
in the echoes.
Echoes of Sorenzo.
Oh my! Isn't this song athletic? Isn't this song athletic? Ladies, gentlemen, how are we doing today? How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? Baby, baby, happy Thursday. What a day to be alive. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gents, I am in the mood today. Do you know why? Because we got one heck of a docket for you today. And the docket today is insanity. There's so much stories going on right now in the guitar world that I can't wait to talk to you about. My. Let us get this party started, shall we? Ah, man, I gotta tell you. Let me tell you what's the items on the docket so you guys feel what I feel and see what I see. First, we're gonna talk about Nils Nord take on the Gibson Firebird. They came out with this awesome guitar. It's in the mid-ranges, but it looks amazing, and I thought it was a great take on Gibson's Firebird. We're gonna talk about that first. Then, we are gonna talk about Meshugga. And I'm not talking about Mrs. Peaches here. I'm not, because I call her my sugar. But it's not Meshugga, it's Meshugga, okay? We're going to talk about the Chugmaster's Meshugga. And then we're going to talk about a signature guitar that is in the band Meshugga, from one of the artists in Meshuggah, okay? Meshugga. Say it with me. Say, you know what? Look at me in the eye. Say Meshugga. Say it. Say. Come on. Don't be shy. Come on. Look at me. Look at my eyes. Look. Say Meshugga. Unbelievable, these people. So, we're going to talk about Meshugga, okay? And then we're going to talk about Marcin. Marcin said something semi-controversial about the guitar, which I didn't like it at all. So, we're going to have a go at him a little today, okay? A little later on the stream. Then, Didario came out with this awesome, in all sincerity, awesome guitar strap that I've been waiting for a concept like it, but it was nothing like that was in the market. And they finally dropped it, and I was so glad that it's out there. It's certainly on my wish list to buy one next year. Then we are going to talk about Epiphone continuing their home run with their Gibson custom shop inspired stuff. We're going to talk about that in detail, and then we're going to finish the stream off by a legendary story by Nuno Bettencourt. So when I tell you, ladies and gents, when I tell you that the stream today is athletic, you know that I am telling you the truth, don't you? You do. You know that I'm telling you the truth. So, with that being said, let's bring the music down a little. Let's make it a little chill, okay? And we're gonna play something a little bit more romantic today, as we're going through the items on the docket. Because I want you guys hyped up, but I don't want you out of your mind when we're talking about serious guitar stuff, okay? Now, while we're getting ready for it, you guys might have noticed some change in my decoration. So all the guitars that were lined up back there are Gonski, and we have a sort of a more neat, a simpler background because we don't need the guitars to show off. We show off with the quality of our videos, live streams, and the quality of our playing, not with the number of the guitars we've got, okay? So that was the philosophy behind it, so you guys can see it's a lot neater back there. So, let us get la partie started. Now, can I get some confirmation from the land of Twitch and YouTube? How are we with the sound? Is the background music too loud, or are we good? I take it as we're doing well. Okay, that's good. So you guys let me know if there was a change and you wanted the background music to go a little lower in volume, okay? Let's get le partie started. All right, check this out. So, this is an N electric guitar. Now you might be asking, well, what's NN? Well, NN stands for Nils Nord. Nils Nord is a Swedish luthier. They're based in Sweden. They're not as well known, like they're not Strandberg, obviously. But there was a really interesting concept of the first Firebird, Firebird 1, that they released, and I thought that was really interesting. So let's read the article, and then we're going to go through the specs. So, NN Electric Guitars unveils the IB guitar. NN Electric Guitars, the independent workshop of luthier Nils Nord, announces the debut of the IB, a new handcrafted electric guitar model now available worldwide directly from the builder, designed and built by Nord in his converted carpentry workshop, once an old pigsty. The IB reflects his lifelong fascination with restoring, repairing, and ultimately crafting guitars from the scratch. This new model embodies his mission, creates instruments that give you a good experience, I guess, right? So, here's some interesting facts about it. The body is made from reclaimed old pines, right? So and so the thing is, the interesting thing about choosing old pieces of wood is that if you take an aged wood that is healthy, right, and you make a guitar out of it, the water content of that piece of wood is oftentimes really low. And that's a bonus, right? So that's the reason why when luthiers and guitar companies build guitars, they have always put those guitars in a drying process, right? So sometimes they go inside ovens, sometimes they go inside heating rooms, and they leave them there until the water moisture percentage in the wood is reduced down to at max 6%, so between 4 to 6%. But the lower, the better in a lot of ways, because when you have less moisture in the wood of your body, the body of the guitar, your guitar is more stable, and it resonates better. So that's the reason why. So the advantage of choosing a reclaimed old wood that is healthy is that you have less water in it. You know what I mean? And so now you have like in more sort of like boutique and expensive pieces of wood that they're really dense, like Cuban mahogany, old school stuff. Mahogany in general, right, is a heavy wood, but any piece of wood that the grains of it are really closely located together, like it's really dense. With those pieces of wood, it's harder to get rid of the water without, because you don't want to burn the wood, right? It has to be in a room that is very low in oxygen, or in an oven that is, almost free of oxygen there, so that it doesn't burn. But you put them in the heating room, and sometimes it takes them more than a year to dry and get to the moisture level you want them. And obviously, the longer they have to be kept in those rooms, the more expensive they are to make because of the operating cost. And, your OPEX goes through the roof because of all the time you got to keep it in the room and maintain it and utilities and whatever not. So yeah, long story short, this is one of the things that is so interesting about reclaimed wood, right? So it's like chosen not only for its age and character, but also its resonance and lightweight feel. It is finished in traditional nitrocellulose lacquer. We like that. Nitrocellulose is, probably the ideal lacquer, ideal finish for the guitar. The old school guitar, rather. The maple neck is paired with a smoked oak fretboard. Oak is like a really dense piece of wood, so we like that. Offering a visually distinctive contrast and a naturally smooth playing surface, built to a 24/7/5 Gibson scale, duh. The neck incorporates a Dunlop 6105 jumbo frets and a 12-inch fretboard radius for confident bending and articulation. So really, this is a heavily Gibson-inspired guitar. It really is the remake of the Firebird. Now, I'm saying that it's very Gibson. Guess what the pickup is? P90s. So it has a P90 in there, which is, what more do you want in terms of like single coils? But this is the website. This is Nils Nord's website. And, they've got the SA model, which is basically like an old school Strat with a P90 in the bridge position only. And then you got the IB model. Now, the thing about the design of these guitars, when I was looking at it, the first thing that came to my mind was that they're very simple with electronics. And that's an interesting thing. Do you know what I mean? In some ways, I appreciate guitars that are simple like this. I got a Firebird at home, the pink one that I showed you guys in previous streams, that only has a bridge pickup, and it just feels like you get a more raw tone out of these kind of guitars with less electronics going around. but that's just me, right? Nevertheless, let's go through this guitar. So this IB model starts at 1,850 euros. So how much is in US dollars? Euro to USD. That's 1,850. So 2,200 US dollars. That's just the cost of the guitar. And here's the specs. Pine body, reclaimed pine body, maple neck, smoked oak fretboard, 24/75 scale, nitrocellulose finish. Color of your choice. There are some choices for color. Pickguard color of your choice, MOP fretboard inlay, medium C-neck profile, Lundgren P90 dog ear pickup, black or cream. They have a Faber compensated wraparound tailpiece. Again, Firebird, right? Grover tuners, CTS pots, cream with the crop. We like that. We like CTS pots. Medium jumbo down low frets, and you got the belly curve and arm contour, and so on and so forth, right? So this is really a Firebird. A couple of differences though between this and Firebird. Like, so for example, with Firebird, you don't get this sort of a sharp angle there and then this extended horn down there. Like, the horn is less pronounced, and you got something going on there with a Firebird. Second thing about it is that this is not a neck through guitar, despite the fact that it looks like it, right? So if you have a look here, in Firebirds, usually this piece of wood, the neck, and then this piece of wood here, it's all one piece. It's a neck through, and then these two wings join on either side to make the sort of the body of the guitar. And that's a neck through design. It's more expensive to make. It is much more expensive to repair. But some people believe that it improves the resonance and the sustain of the guitar. I genuinely don't have an opinion on that much. I'm inclined to believe it, but I don't really have much of a thing. But one of the differences between this guitar and a Firebird is that this one, the body and the neck are not of the same wood. This is a separate, like a different piece of wood there, right? Now you got a bunch of options when it comes to, customizations and additional pieces of work. You fill in a form and you shoot it to them. You're good to go. And then these are the colors that are available in this workshop for you to, choose on that guitar. Let's be fully honest, if you're bringing an old piece of wood, you might as well just leave the character there and stain it and not color it, right? So I think that was the main difference there. It doesn't tell you whether this guitar has, whether it's a set neck or it is a bolt-on neck. It doesn't tell you that. But I have a feeling that if this guitar is made with a Gibson guitar building paradigm, with the Gibson guitar building philosophy, in all likelihood, if not neck through, this neck is a set neck, meaning that the neck is glued to the body. In all likelihood, I think that's the most probable thing, right? So yeah, that's that. I thought that was interesting. So if I'm to compare and contrast this guitar with my Firebird, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. See this piece of wood here, this bit, these lines, this extension. This is like literally the extension of the neck. Not sure if you guys can see it well. There you go. Let me change the camera actually. Hold on. There we go. So if you have a look here, there you go. You guys can see these lines there, right? That line and this line, right? This is literally the extension of the neck. Right, so the neck and this piece of body is exactly the same, and then these two pieces come from either side, and they make the body of the guitar. So Firebirds in their design are usually neck through. It's a very common design of the Firebird. And again, if I take you back to the shared screen right now, right, compare the design of that guitar with this. right? So the guitar here has a bit of a pointier kind of a, you know, upper horn, whereas this one is nice and round on this side. And then you can see that the bottom horn is also pointy, whereas on a, you know, normal Gibson Firebird is nice and round. So yeah, it's a really interesting take, I think, on the Firebird. Now, the guitar obviously is going to sound really nice and old school, like P90s are, you know, Gibson's single coil, right? Like that's the iconic P90. But yeah, I actually really like this guitar. I really like my Firebird. I think that one has a US custom shop pickup in there. And it's amazing. It's an amazing guitar. The only thing you don't get in this guitar, though, can I be honest with you guys? The only thing you don't get is that iconic headstock that Firebirds have, and this one seems to like have a normal, like a Les Paul looking kind of a headstock. That's the only downside of it here, right? But yeah, man, I thought it was a good looking guitar, and I think I like the idea of using reclaimed wood in the guitars. I really do. If you can find a healthy piece, I think that's just a fantastic idea. You can literally get a brand new guitar that is old, literally, right? And I kind of said it earlier on, one of the reasons why older guitars sound so special is because of that water component being just dried out of the guitar, and that guitar being resonating so much, it kind of changes in character a little, and you can get kind of similar kind of a vibe with a reclaimed piece of wood. Wouldn't that be great if he did it, for example, with Cuban mahogany, reclaimed Cuban mahogany wood, like PRS did about like a couple of months ago with their S2 models? That would have been insane, by the way. That would have made it insane. Yeah. Yeah. So now, fun fact, by the way, do you guys know, so I said this guitar is, you know, made with the P90s, right? Do you guys know, like, what the stories of P90s are? I'll give you some fun facts about the P90 pickup, if that's okay with you guys. If anyone has any objection, you can raise it right now. Raise it. If anyone has any objections, we can raise it now. Okay, I take it as no objection. So, all right. So here are some fun facts about the P90. So obviously, for those who don't know, P90. There we go. Yeah. So for those that don't know, P90, this pickup here is like a Gibson single coil pickup, right? And it's very sustainable. I'll say it again. Sustainable. I'll start again. You know what? P90 is an old school, a very iconic Gibson single coil. It is susceptible, not sustainable. It is very susceptible to the 60 cycle hum, the hum that single coils are really known for, right? So it's basically electrical noise from external sources coming into the guitar and just, you know, getting loud and out there, right? Now, these pickups initially used to be called the soap bar pickup. Let me see if I can find it for you. So P90 soap bar pickups. And the reason they were called soap bar pickups is because they were in like a plastic pickup cover like this with rounded corners like that. So because they looked like this, they called them soap bar pickups. They kind of look like soap bars, right? And you can see you got, you know, the six pole magnets there. Now, the thing is that this pickup, maybe am I in the way? Hold on. Oops. There we go. Now you can see it. So yeah, the reason it's called the soap bar pickup is because it looks like a soap bar, right? So it's like in this pickup cover with rounded corners like this, and it looks like a soap bar. And these 6 are the magnet poles, right? Now, the thing is, and this is the thing that when I read about it first, when I first got to know this fact, I was blown away, right? This Gibson pickup was actually made right at the end of World War II, like after World War II, right? In like 1946. So like this technology is not like it's, I don't know, it's really old, right? Now, it became the standard Gibson pickup in all of their guitars pretty much until 1952, right? And then in 1952, right? And then sometime after, like this is maybe about a few years later, around 1957, 8-ish, the PAF pickup, the PAF pickup, Gibson PAF, which is in for like heavy metal players, right? From metal, heavy metal, rock players, the PAF pickup is probably the most iconic pickup in the pickup history, right? And so in 1957-ish, the humbucker version of the P90 was created. And literally the reason for that was to buck the hum. So the term humbucker is a term that Ted McCarty literally invented. So when he was asked, hey, so why is it called the humbucker? He was like, yeah, because we had this like pickup and it was making a lot of hum, it was making a lot of noise. So I told my tech, Seth Lover, his name was Seth Lover. So I told Seth, I'm like, yeah, it's like, can you buck the freaking hum? We need to buck the hum. And that's why the PAF, the humbucker, is called the humbucker. Which is insane, by the way. Like, we use the term humbucker, but it was literally like Ted McCarty just going like, it was like, buck the damn hum, come on. Like, it's a humbucker, right? That's why it's called the humbucker. So now PAF, by the way, stands for patent applied for, right? And so that's the reason that humbucker version of the P90, let me find it for you. So Gibson PAF, Gibson PAF pickup. Check this out. So this is the Gibson PAF pickup, right? It's the humbucker version of the so this is the Gibson PAF pickup. It's the humbucker version of the P90, right? So this was made in 1957, and they literally made it, so that you get rid of that 60 cycle hum. The way it's made is that it's made like very simple, like in a really simplified way. The way it's made is that you put two P90s together. You have this Alnico 5 magnet down between them at the bottom, and then your two pickups, the single coils that came together to make this humbucker, are in reverse polarity and in the same phasing. So what it does, it boosts the signal, but that reverse polarity gets rid of that 60 cycle hum for you. So that's basically how it works, right? They're generally high output pickups, right? That's the story of these pickups. So the P90 and the PAF, when they say PAF and P90, now you guys know what they are. And by the way, so like I said, PAF stands for patent applied for. The reason these pickups became known for, PAF pickup is because at the time when they applied for the patent, they were still putting them in their guitars, right? So what Seth Lover's suggestion was, he was like a technician that was working with Ted McCarty. His suggestion was, all right, well, let's just put the letters PAF, patent applied for, at the back of these humbuckers. Here we go. I think this is a nice image of it. Yeah, see that? Patent applied for. So they put that at the back of every humbucker that they, produce in their guitars. And so these pickups then, became known as the PAF pickups. And then after the patent was, applied and approved and received and all done and dusted, the term PAF kind of stuck. And so you guys now know the story behind these pickups. And I said all of this because this guitar has a P90 pickup in it. There we go. I said all of this, let me move myself. Said all of this because this guitar has a P90 pickup in it. I got it out of the way. So there we go. Zuhair! What's happening, baby? Zuhair says, surprised to see you online now. You're so adaptable. You can live stream morning or day. I can in fact live stream evening or night. What's happening? How you doing, man? Happy Thursday. How's your Thursday morning? Or it's not morning. What time is it in New York right now? Hold on. Let me check my phone. We need to figure this out. Let's see, what time is it in upstate New York? Yeah, it is like 8:40 in the morning. I was right. It is morning there. Bang. Thanks for the confirm. Good, good, good. On the way to work? Waiting for the bus? What's going on right now? What's going on right now, Zuhair? Tell me. No, free today. Ah, dang, how good is that? We like it. We like that very much. Bang, that's awesome, dude. So, you know, take a chill, have some well-deserved shut-eye again in the middle of the day. You know, get on that guitar. You know, do some shreds, do some noodles. Get on that PS. Did you tell me you play because you told me you're on PS, but were you playing like Spider-Man? I think at some point you told me that you played Spider-Man. I could be wrong. Because I know you game once in a while. Was that the Spider-Man that you played? I could be wrong. Yeah. The reason I asked, by the way, is because for some reason, I don't know, I don't even think there was a new Spider-Man game coming out. But like I was singing, like when I was like doom scrolling my life away on YouTube, there was like shorts from it from that game, one of these Spider-Man games. I don't know the games really well. It's like, yeah, I got Spider-Man 2 on sale recently. Ah, nice. But currently playing Cyberpunk 2077. Nice, okay. Nice, nice. I played the campaign when it came out. Because I was really curious, because that game was like, it was supposed to be this revolutionary game at the time it came out, and then turned out that it was a flop. They released it too early. Well, they released it too late without properly debugging it at the time it came out. How's the game now? Because I played it just when it came out, and it was like a bug festival. It was like all you can bug buffet. When that game first came out, and I played the campaign, it genuinely was all you can bug buffet. How's the state of the game now? Yeah, every time I played that game, I just like, what was that? Arasaka's? Yorinobu was the son. Yorinobu was the name of the son. I remember now. Zuhair asks, what games are you usually into? I always like the Batman Arkham, Ghost of Tsushima, and Spider-Man combat style story. Great too. Nice. My favorite game of all time is probably The Witcher 3. I don't game anymore, as you know, so if I game, it's probably once a year, less than once a year, in all sincerity. So I only play, like, I don't know, man, once a year when I'm, like, really, really tired or exhausted and I'm burnt out. I think the last time I played any games was last year or something. But The Witcher 3 is my favorite game of all time when I used to play computer games. I really adored The Witcher 3. Had it all. It has the gameplay, it has an awesome story, and boy oh boy, the OSTs in that game, the soundtracks of that game are out of this world. The Witcher, to this day, this is true actually, there is a YouTube channel that has like all the songs in Witcher 3 in a full playlist that goes for like 2-3 hours or something. To this day, I listen to it when I work. The OSTs on Witcher 3 are awesome. Yeah. Zora's like, good, focus on real life. Yeah, you spoke of Witcher 3 earlier. Did I? Okay, well, there we go. Do I have to read the books or play 1 and 2 before 3? Yeah. I never read the books. I don't intend to read the books because I like the stories that was given to me in the game, so I don't want to ruin it. However, yes, do play 1 and 2 first. It does make a difference in how you see the games. Yeah. Zora says, I love it when the OST is available online. We can learn them on guitar. Yeah. I covered the Priscilla song of Witcher 3. I did a short on it, I think. More than one short. But yeah, it's so good, man. That game is insane. I really liked Witcher 3. I really enjoyed my lord, what was the name of that game? Good God, man. It's Splinter Cell. It's from Splinter Cell Blacklist? Yeah, I think that was the note. I played that game years ago. I remember the first video game I ever played, like a proper video game, was Max Payne 1. Yeah. Zora says, no more rants from me. No, man, rants are welcome. We like rants. We do. But let's jump to the next item. Yeah, I remember those games. Yeah, man. Max Payne was the vibe. I remember. All right, now let's jump to the next item on the docket. This was interesting. So I saw this article, and I really respect the band Meshugga. I don't listen to them all the time, but I really respect them. Like, I think their work is great. But this was his article. Check this out. So Tosin told me once the first time he heard us, he said, this music is broken. Meshugga's Martin Hackstorm reflects on changing the face of metal guitar. And needless to say that the success of Meshugga, the whole chugging thing, irregular rhythms, massive impact on chugs and gent, right? Like the Meshugga is the face of it, is the name of the game when it comes to these stuff. So few bands have influenced the modern metal landscape quite like Meshugga, both in terms of sound and gear. Now, guitarist Martin Hackstorm has reflected on how the band changed the face of metal guitar and blew Tosin's mind in the process. So the whole generation of metal and prog adjacent virtuosos currently changing the guitar game that got woozy when it comes to the Swedish heavyweights. Peripheries Misha Mansour. Peripheries Mark Holcomb, I might add. Polyphia's duo Tim Henson and Scott LePage. Polini, who grew up on Meshugga, are all big fans. So Martin says, sometimes we still see ourselves as the upstart oddball band that we were as kids when everybody was side-eyeing us and going, what are you guys doing? Even in the progressive scene, it was like, dude, what are you up to? What's going on? Tosin told me once the first time he heard us, he said this music is insane. This music is broken. And then it was Meshugga that introduced Abasi to the wonders of 8-string guitars, something he's since made his signature weapon. Yeah, Tosin almost exclusively plays on 8 strings now, huh? Most of the stuff that I've seen are all on 8 string. So, yeah, I was reading this and I was sort of thinking about some of my favorite songs from Meshugga. Obviously, Bleed is their most iconic song. I think it's safe to say. For you guys, if you guys are not educated on Meshugga, I'd highly recommend you listen to Meshugga's song Bleed. It's a very old song-ish, not very old song, but it's an old song-ish. And that song is insane. It blows your mind. It just plays with your brain. The rhythmic complexity of that song is really nice. Nevertheless, I read this article and I remembered that I almost bought Martin Hackstorm's signature guitar. I almost bought it, I think, my lord, maybe a year or two ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. So I thought this is such a good excuse to actually go and talk about one of the guitars that really like piqued my interest a while ago. And this guitar is not like an ordinary guitar out there that, you know, you see. And the reason for that is that this guitar is a specialist guitar. This is a really specific tool to be used for a specific purpose. It's not this like a versatile sort of like a Charvel Strat that you can use for anything. Do you know what I mean? Like this guitar is designed to be specifically for a specific genre of a specific kind of music of a specific person and a specific guitar player. Okay, I hope I made my point clear. It's a beautiful guitar, by the way. Like just look how simple and beautiful this guitar is. It is the Ibanez M8m. It is made in Japan, proudly. Yours truly is also made in Japan. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because there's a few things about it that y'all don't know. So check this out. This is a 5-piece maple Jatoba neck through. It has an alder wing body. So the neck goes continuation all the way there. And then the 2 wings from either side come and, make the body of the guitar. And it is a 24 fretted guitar. Zuhair says it looks amazing. I wonder if with too many strings and therefore a wider fretboard neck, it's tough for some people to hold the neck with a fretting hand. Look, from my experience playing 7-string guitars, so I have a 7-string at home, it is wider and it will take you some time to get used to it. That is true. You're absolutely right. The neck is wide. And the neck is a little thicker, right? Because that neck has to hold the tension of 8 strings now, right? So then that's why you have all this like 5-piece maple Jatoba neck going on there. And the fact that it's also neck through, that means you need some extra reinforcements on the neck side. Because if that neck breaks, fixing it is going to be a Herculean task, right? So the neck is going to be thicker and wider. You're absolutely right, man. I can tell you, like, my 7-string already is. I can only imagine the 8, right? Like, I never owned an 8-string. I've played, like, I touched and played them, but I never had them. But it has some getting used to. You're absolutely right on that. Zuhair says, oh. Was that like, ah? Or was it like, oh, yeah, like, what? Is it like, ah, I got it now? Or is it like, oh my god, this guitar is so good? What? What did that ah mean, Zuhair? Because sometimes I like, when someone says a point, says something that I'm like, ah, light bulb, like, ah. And sometimes I see a guitar and I go, ah. Which one was yours? Let's. But does that mean that younger people, youth with smaller hand might not be able to play them? Yeah. They will have a harder time playing it. That's absolutely right. But then, like, for fairness, like, again, yes, they 100% do. But then again, like, you see this, like, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts of this, like, 5-year-old Chinese guy or Chinese girl, like, goes on a stage and rocks a full-size electric guitar and just shreds. And the guitar is like twice the length of his body. You know what I mean? So there are stuff like that out there that the guitar is not necessarily built for a small body. And these little kids are still like smoking it. So does that mean that it's impossible for kids? No. But is it even more hard? Yes. Zuhair says it was the ah of understanding. Ah, okay, good to know. Good to know. You know I'm being that way about it, right? I'm just pulling your leg, dude. All right, so the bridge is an FX Edge 3/8 bridge. The string space is 10.8 mil. You have a bridge pickup that's the Lundgren model M8. Funny, huh? We were just talking about Lundgren P90s here. I haven't heard of Lundgren for a very long time, and now, like, you open up the stream, like, you talk about the guitars, and there's 2 of them that got it. Huh. Right? So, you got this M8 bridge pickup, right? Notice how close to the bridge the pickup is. Like, if you have a look at the location of the bridge to the rest of the body, it is really, really pulled towards the bridge. And the reason for that, by the way, is that, well, the closer you are to the neck, the more round of a sound you're going to get. So you're going to sound a lot rounder. As you go way more towards the bridge, you're going to sound more trebly. And because these guys chug and they gent, and it's like grr, 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 with complex rhythms on, you know, it kind of makes sense to position the pickup somewhere that you sound really nice and bright and you can actually cut through the mix. And then considering the fact that also they probably downtuned the heck out of their guitars too. Like, I don't know this for a fact. I don't remember what their standard tuning is, but I won't be surprised at all if they downtuned the heck out of their guitars. So it makes perfect sense. Like, that guitar, a downtuned 8th string is going to sound horrible on the neck pickup, honestly, in my opinion. Like, it's going to sound too, like, yeah, too muddy, too round. Yeah. Don't know. Nevertheless, oh, there we go. So the factory setting is half a step down. Zuer says, if the bridge is so far back, which I never saw before in my life, how does it impact your arm positioning? That's a really good question. Look, if you rest your arm against the bridge, I would suspect that you would have to move your arm. To be fully honest, so I told you I almost bought this guitar. I played with this guitar. I genuinely don't remember how my right arm felt. So I'm speculating here. I wish I remembered how I felt it. I remember exactly which store I saw it, and I remember like when I played with it, but I genuinely don't remember what I did with my right arm there, man. In all likelihood, I played it seated too, so it's not the best measure of how your arm's gonna feel like. So I don't know. Because it has the curved top, so it has a tapered upper body on the guitar. You see that? So they got the bevels, got the contours. So that probably makes things a lot easier. Yeah. It's like, damn, you might have to develop new muscles and move arms more backwards. Yeah, you might be on the money there, dude. Yeah. So yeah. Don't know the answer to that, but I'm glad that this body contour up there is there. It's good for the players. It has, okay, so it's half step down. It comes with the standard 970 strings. It has a locking nut. And it is 400 millimeters radius. What is that? 14 inches? So hold on. Millimeter to inch. All. So 400 is almost 16 inches. Okay. So it's flatter than I thought it was. It kind of makes sense. 16-inch fretboard radius. Hard shell case included. Hip shot machine heads, like those. Nice and simple guitar. Look at how simple it is, honestly, though. I adore the simplicity in this guitar. Let me move myself a little. I really like simple guitars. Just simple looking. One pickup. Oof. It looks so mean. See this, by the way? I have a feeling that the reason that this is not curved even more is just that because this is an 8-string guitar and the neck has to hold some tension. But again, like, you have a guitar like this, how high on the frets will you go? So I don't think the neck hug here really is going to be an issue. Yeah. Zuer says, I like simple too, but I don't think I'd go for one pickup guitars. To me personally feels incapable. Never use tone knob, but I'd rather keep that too. Yeah, I hear your point. You're right. You're absolutely right. I completely agree with you. That's why, like, the first thing that I said when we got to this page was that this is a specialty guitar. This is a one-trick pony, and it's designed to be that way. You're 100% right. This is not a versatile guitar at all. And, yeah, regarding the tone knob, me too, I hardly use it. I think the only time I'll use it is when I'm, like, playing with a single coil and it's too bright. Yeah. But this guitar is a one-trick pony. It's designed to be that way. Like there are some guitars, like this guitar is an example. Javier Reyes's 8-string LTD ESP is another example. I'll show it to you. That one is also supposed to be more of a one-trick pony. Javier Reyes 8-string ESP LTD yellow. I think it was the yellow guitar. It's this one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'll go to the ESP website. So this guitar also is really of like some sort of a specialty electric guitar. I thought I opened the ESP's website. Ah, no, I didn't. Right. So for those who don't know, Javier Reyes is the guitarist in Tosin Abasi's band. So he plays with Tosin in Animals as Leaders. So this is the guitar. And I remember a long time ago, I made a video about it when it just came out. And I'm not a big fan of this guitar having 8 strings and a floating bridge. Like a Floyd Rose floating bridge. Right? In my opinion, Floyd Rose is a complex bridge. Right? It is a complex bridge. It's one of the most complex bridges out there, in my opinion. Right? So, talking about old school bridges, I don't know anything about Evertune, so don't ask me about that. But Floyd Rose, it really is a complex bridge. And so, for those of you who haven't like had 7 or 8 string guitars, tuning your lower string, like the 7th or the 8th string, is a difficult task to do. Like tuning it well, tuning and intonating it well is a little harder. And you kind of can feel it in your normal 6 strings, right? Like your higher, more trebly strings can be easier fine-tuned as opposed to your, say, low E string, right? It's even worse on a 7-string guitar, and it's even harder on an 8-string. And so even with a fixed bridge, intonating it really accurately is going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit more time than usual. Like, I don't care how skilled you are. It's going to take you a little more time to do it, right? And now add a Floyd Rose to that. Like, the guitar setup for this is going to take time, man. It really does. Like, setting this guitar up from, like, God forbid, if you have to remove all the strings to clean the neck and reset it up again, it's going to take a long time. So I was not a fan of this guitar when it came out. I was not. Like, why would you put a floating bridge on an 8-string electric guitar? But this is a specialty tool. The reason I brought it up, this guitar is also a specialty tool. It's really designed for a specific type of player. Yeah. So that is that. But you're 100% right. Like, for playing like metal or rock, I don't remember I ever used the tone knob either. Like, only for single coils when it sounds a little too bright and I want to choke it a little, I use a tone knob. Sometimes even, you know. So yeah. All right. Give me a segundo. We are getting to my absolute favorite part of the stream, by the way. I am gonna drink this to your health, guys. It's a Pepsi. I have both Pepsi and Coke on my table. I'm really moody about the taste of these two, and I like both of them. But yeah, it's my favorite part of the stream, guys. Zuhair, especially, brother, you got a special place with me. You're always around, and you're one of our first friends on this channel. So you got a special place here, man. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is to your health. There we go. Guys, Twitch, YouTube, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have so much fun with you guys being around and talking about the things I love to talk about and all that. And you guys are great. To your health. Cheers. Ooh, baby. Ah. There we go. Let us go. Let us go. Man, I don't know why, man. I don't know why. I am heavily in the mood today. Like, I really am in the mood today. So, yeah. All right, shall we jump to the next item on the docket? Now, the next item on the docket is this person that I really like and respect, but then he said something sacrilegious, and I got upset. Okay? Let's talk about him. Marcin! Marcin. Marcin broke my heart today. Let's play some romantic song here, guys. Bring that volume up. Marcin broke my heart. With the horrible thing he said about guitars, I think we should just break up with him. We should crucify him. No self-respecting classical guitar player is going to play with a pick. Marcin declares himself a true enemy of the humble guitar pick. Guys, let me just make one thing abundantly clear. Marcin said no self-respecting classical guitar player. I'm sorry. If you're a classical guitar player, you already don't have any self-respect. Okay? Go and practice your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, or whatever. Go do your music theory. I didn't say that. But someone's a guitar player, listen, you don't have self-respect. So when you say no self-respecting classical guitar player, that's just like a contradiction in itself. Let's see what he said. Marcin is arguably a guitar's best friend. No, that's not true. That's me. Take one look at the Polish musician's percussive fingerstyle technique, as if his acoustic is an extension of his body. Pick, on the other hand, well, Marcin has some heated opinions on them. Zuhair says he addressed that during the live show, did he? Okay. I know there was a lot of thing going around, people calling him fake and his recording fake, and that is so not true, by the way. Can I say something? Jokes aside, like we're having fun here, but people who say Marcin is faking it, you guys like get a life. Like, that guy is skilled. Right? Oh, you saw my above comment, right? No, I didn't actually. No, thanks for the... No, there we go. Sorry, guys. I missed the comment. I saw and enjoyed Marcin's guitar playing months ago. Never crossed my mind he might be fake or anywhere near, but there's some people saying that recently. But I think he's legit and amazing. He is legit. Marcin is actually legit. Yeah. Like, he's just exceptionally skilled and talented and hardworking about his guitar, and he's a master of his craft, you know. Here's the thing, man. For some reason, it seems to me that Marcin is getting same amount of crap that Giacomo Turra got. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Like, this society is just upside down. The guy is legit. The guy is skilled. Why would you guys give him shit for it? It's like, and in the meantime, all these moral heroes are so upset about Marcin, like, supposedly being fake. And Giacomo Turra still has like 700,000 followers on Instagram. What? It's like... By the way, his name is not Giacomo Turra. His name is Giacomo Turra. That's how I correctly pronounce it in Italian. They don't say Giacomo in Italy. They say Giacomo. Zuhair says, people are crazy. Well, it's insane, right? Like, is it me or him getting the same amount of heat as Geya Kamotura is insane, right? Like, one would think that. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, it's insane, man. Anywho, like I'm taking Marcin's side too much right now. We're supposed to be angry at him in this segment of the stream. Okay? So Marcin, rather than using a classic plectrum, it's called the pick, guys, has grown out his nails on his right hand, while the left hand's fingernails are short to tap, or just to play like a normal human being on his guitar. His taloned right hand essentially means he's got 5 picks ready to go at all times. I mean, well, fine. While some might question the choice, he argues that using nails rather than a pick gives far more control. This is something that comes very much from classical and flamenco. That is correct. This is no self-respecting classical player is going to play with a pick, man. Dude, I can't even imagine what that would look like. I'm never using a pick. Yeah, no, he's right. So it's very, like, classical and flamenco is the way to go. The only person, like, there's 2 people that don't use a pick, and I don't want to say I respect them, you know. I like the fact that he doesn't use a pick. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I like him or respect him. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. But there are 2 people that I really like and respect when they play without a pick, and one is Marcin, the other one is Matteo Mancuso. Boy, Matteo Mancuso is insane. Right. But I mean, I don't know what to say to this man. I can't imagine myself not using a pick. Pick is athletic, you know. Pick is awesome. But get it. Can I say something though? Like, now Marcin, I think, because of the fact that he taps on the body of the guitar, so he does a lot of percussive work on the guitar. And the way he plays, he's gonna need his nails, right? So that's just it, right? With Matteo Mancuso, I think that the fact that he plays with his nails, like the fact that he plays with his fingers, it is having an impact on the tone of his guitars, and I really like his tone. If I see Marcin, I would force him to change his mind and start playing with a pick. But if I see Matteo Mancuso, I probably wouldn't, because that tone is just magical. Matteo Mancuso is really good. I really like his tone. In fact, on the next stream, on the weekend stream, let's talk about Matteo Mancuso's signature Yamaha Ref Store. But yeah, I was like, what are you talking about, kid? What do you mean, like, no self-respecting classical guitar player? Classical guitar players have no self-respect. Otherwise, they would start playing metal. What are we talking about here? Get out of my game. Anyways, so I saw this story, and I really boiled my blood. I was like, we gotta do something about it. Another story I saw, which I was blown away. This is the good news one, by the way, is this one. So, D'Addario launches a new comfort strap, which I was waiting for such a long time, because they had comfort straps before, but none of them had this auto lock mechanism, right? So basically, literally, you put it on your guitar strap button, and it just locks on it. And because I like to really strap my guitars low, really low, especially the Firebird, if I use one of my straps that is not really like too tight in the hole, the guitar is going to fall off if I move the guitar around. So I've been looking for something nice and comfortable and cushiony, so I can play standing up for an extended amount of time without being worried about dropping my guitar. And this is the solution. I've been looking for something like this for a while now. And it's out there. And D'Addarios are great. Their locking mechanisms are great. I got a locking one at home. They're super good. Zohair says, I use locking straps. The straps have the latch on at the end. Perfect. The most secure ones out there. The only downside, so I have a locking Didarios. I think they're Didarios. They're made with some sort of a plastic material. Whereas this one, check this out. It's one of these like softy, squeezy, stretchy kind of material. I don't know what they are, but it's like it has a foamy feel to it, if I'm not wrong. And that is coming now with a locking mechanism. And that's the thing. That's the reason I was so excited about it. Neoprene it's called. So, Didario expanded strap lineup with the all-new Neoprene comfort strap designed for musicians who need top-of-the-line instrument support and comfort for their heaviest guitars and basses. Featuring an ergonomic design and soft, breathable neoprene material, this strap molds seamlessly to the player's body. It's 3.5-inch winner, 3.5-inch wide padded neoprene band, and it's designed to evenly distribute the instrument's weight, reducing shoulder load. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The only thing that would make this strap better if it was like 4.5-inch wide, like this strap. Where is it? So I bought this Levy strap. I bought this Levy's strap, and it is a 4.5-inch strap. See how wide it is? It's 4.5-inch. It's thick leather, and it's like has a nice cushion to it, and it's so comfortable. This is a bass strap, by the way. So I bought this. Now, the only downside of this one, like the upside obviously was the cushioniness, the leatherness of it, and the fact that it's 4.5-inch wide. So it really, really takes the pressure off my shoulder a little. Like it distributes that pressure. The only downside of it was that the extension band that came with it is really short because it's for bass. And a lot of bass players mostly keep their instruments really high. I mean, not metal bass players, but you get the idea. So I had to buy an extension thing for it. So that's why this is black. So this is like extra long. And I can bring it to like 60 inches, I think. It's insanely good. So the wider it is, comparing it, for example, with this strap, which is not wide at all, and it's doesn't have any cushioning or anything. Playing for a longer amount of time, playing a big guitar like a Firebird for an extended amount of time, it does make a difference, you know, on how much your shoulder is under pressure. Yeah. Zuhair says, love the leather and foam soft material any day. Yeah, baby, that's right. Hell yeah. This one you got, it doesn't feel too wide for you? No. Like, I don't feel it when I'm playing standing up. I actually like it more. Like, try it, man. Like, if you go to a store next time, just don't get a 3.5-inch. Get a 4.5-inch bass strap. Because bass guitars are usually heavier than electric guitars, like often, like almost always, right? And so these wider padded straps are literally designed to help you extra with the weight of your guitar. So this was the first ever bass strap that I bought. I was like, you know what, might as well just like buy it like a bass one and see how my shoulder feels. And boy, wasn't that a good decision. So I'll be using that more than any other strap. Like I'll be buying wide straps moving forward because it honestly made a massive difference for me. Yeah. It looks like it's for strangling a bull. I mean, it's leather, right? It probably is made from a bull. Didn't know basses are heavier. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And it kind of makes sense, right? Thicker strings, longer neck. Yeah. Let's do this. You know what? I'm gonna ask Gemini. Hold on. let's go to AI mode. And I'm going to ask it, compare the average weight of a solid body electric guitar with the average weight of a bass, of an electric solid body bass guitar. Which one is heavier, and by what percentage on average? Let's see what it says. They're heavier. My guess is they're heavier by at least 10 to 15%. At least. On average, solid body electric guitar is heavier than a solid body. So, bass guitar is heavier than the electric guitar. But the difference is at least like 1 pound. So, almost half a kilo. So, it's 12 to... I was right. So, I said 15. I said 10 to 15. 12 to 18% heavier than the average guitar. And the primary reason for the weight difference is that bass guitar is just larger. Yeah, like I said. So that extra, like, somewhere between 10 to 20% difference in the weight is going to have a toll on your body if you play it for an extended amount of time, right? Like if you play it for hours on, like, a few hours a day. Overall, like, after a certain time, it's going to have an impact on you. So that's why these bass guitar straps are actually nice and wide and cushiony. Try, man. Like, get one of those for your electric guitar. And I know your PRS is not that crazily heavy. I know you didn't like the weight of it. You thought it was a bit heavy, too heavy. But, for me, I don't know whether it will be 100% for you or not. But for me, it made a big difference. I like it a lot better. Yeah. So, yeah. Nevertheless, this is the thing, and I want by the way, because I got burnt on that 4.5-inch strap, the white one that I just showed you all, it was too short. It was nice and wide, but too short. So when I was reading this page, I had to look at the Autolog version's length, and it goes all the way to 55 inches. So that's good, because the Levy's one that I got, I think it went to 51 or 52. So 55 inches is reasonable. Yeah. And it is $50, which is a little pricey for a strap, but hey. Yeah, I'll be interested to try this out. I'd be interested to try this out. Like, like when it comes like to our local, I'll probably buy one. Zor says, gonna go. Sorenzo, take care. You take care, my guy. Live calls. Have a good day. You too. Live calls indeed, man. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Kick some rare ends today, my guy. Good to see you. So yeah, man. That was another piece of news that came out, and I thought that was really, really interesting. I wonder, you know, with... I mean, it's not like that the synthetic material that they made these things on is so, like... futuristic AI technology or whatever not, but I wonder whether we'll get like I'll tell you guys this. So there are some cars out there, maybe I can rephrase it this way. There are some cars out there. I think Rolls-Royce is one of them. I think Lambo was another one. I don't remember what it was. Like, I'm not a big expert on cars, but one of these like really luxury car brands were using NASA invented chair technology, like they had some sort of a cushion in their chairs so that when the astronauts sit in a spaceship and they go all the way up, the pressure of going all the way up doesn't impact their bodies or whatever not. So the seat that they sit on was made out of some sort of a material that was like made it comfortable for them throughout the trip, or more comfortable. And that luxury car brand used that technology in their seats, in their chairs, car seats. And I'm thinking, like, is there like a brand that would come out and does something like that in the guitar world? Like, get like a guitar strap that is made out of some insane, you know, that really makes your life easier. Yeah. You know, Gibson, Fender, you guys got the R&D budget. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. All right. Let me have a sip of this, and then let's talk about the next item on the docket, shall we? Let your boy have a sip of this. Boy, oh boy. All right. Shall we go to the next item on the docket? Let us go to the next item on the docket, y'all. All right. Earlier on the stream, I showed you guys my pink Firebird, which is an Epiphone inspired by Gibson Custom Shop. So Epiphone came in, did this collab with Gibson Custom Shop. They have this high-end Epiphone guitars that have US Custom Shop pickups in them. They're made with the similar specs in their Chinese factory. And a new Epiphone. A Les Paul Special Epiphone version. That is Epiphone inspired by Gibson Custom, like, you know, the 1960s Les Paul Special. This guitar got also pushed out. And I think, honestly, like playing with that Firebird that I bought about a month ago, I think this project was a success for Epiphone. That guitar is just awesome. The pickup sounds so good on the guitar, by the way. And the prices are like just below $1,000. So this particular guitar is $999, so it's like $1,000, right? And Gibson, you know, released this particular guitar as well. And then looking at the specs of it, are not that crazily bad either, guys. So check this out. You have a 1960s Les Paul Special double cut. It is a reissue version, so everything, the specs on this are going to be old school. The neck is going to be a little thick. The body is going to be boxy. It's made like the 60s, right? So what is it made of? Let's go to the specs. A mahogany body, a one-piece mahogany neck. So this looks like it is a two-piece mahogany body. You can see the line here. So in all likelihood, a two-piece mahogany body, one-piece mahogany neck with 60s slim taper profile. Okay, so the neck is actually a little thinner than what I mentioned earlier. Rosewood fretboard, mother of pearl, dot and blaze 22 medium jumbo frets, Gibson open book headstock. That's the headstock, right? Gibson custom USA P90 soap bar pickups. And boy, wasn't this the right stream to talk about soap bar pickups earlier, because we did talk about them. Shalin says, hey Shalin, how are you? Two-piece body at least. That one looked like three-piece. This one? No, this look. You mean this line here, I guess. Or is it me being blind here? That looks like a two-piece to me, no? You can see the book matching line, or I don't know. I don't think they're really book match, but yeah. Shalin says, yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I won't be a big fan of it if it's more than two-piece. Like two-piece, you know what I mean? If it's a special, supposedly, like it's, you know, the custom shop inspired Epiphone, so I would hope that this guitar is two-piece, but yeah, it kind of looks like a two-piece one to me, man. Be honest with you. Not a big deal. Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't know. It's just like, for me, it's like if you're coming out with a special guitar and you're calling it a special guitar, then treat it specially, kind of a deal. I don't know. But yeah, like the highlight of this guitar, and the highlight of it is similar to my custom shop inspired Epiphone Firebird, is that the pickups are Gibson Custom Shop USA pickups, and that's, I think, is really good. Because after all, in a solid body electric guitar, the pickups probably are like the top two factors. Like it takes a lion's share when it comes to the output of your guitar, the quality of the sound, and the how good the guitar sounds like and how it sounds like. So you have Gibson Custom Shop USA P90 soap bar pickups, neck and bridge, CTS pots, cream of the crop. We like those pots. Switchcraft jack and toggle, inspired by Gibson Custom Shop, a brown pink hard shell case. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure when you joined the stream, Shaolin, but I was like just judging by my own pickup that I bought, guitar that I bought a month ago. I really think this project was a success. I really, really like that Epiphone guitar. So for those of you who are into 60s Les Paul Special, I think they were in for a treat. So, single ply cream fretboard binding, mahogany body, vintage gloss body finish, rosewood fret 22. We talked about that. 12-inch fretboard radius, surprise on a Gibson, medium jumbo frets, set neck, Graphtec nut, 60s slim taper, profile, scale length, needless to say, Gibson Standard 2475, and nut width is 43, like, which is not big of a deal. I mean, usually 42, 42.8, but kind of the same. We talked about the pickups, controls, obviously, classic 2 vol 2 tone knobs over there. Shaolin says, I like them, but I can't get past the price. If it's at 1K and up, I'd go for an actual Gibson. I hear you. You're right. You're right. It is very high. And $1,000 is a lot of money for an Epiphone. Though, to be fully honest with you, I have a feeling that with the new year's like 2026 prices, it's going to make it a little harder to make that kind of a shift and say, all right, well, $1,000, like I'm getting Gibson. I have a feeling that the cost of Gibsons and the Fenders and the PRS cores, do you know what I mean? Like the more expensive version of the companies, I think their price is going to go up a lot. And part of that is because, usually the more affordable version of the same guitar is about like, say, 25 to 30% of that expensive guitar's price. So for example, PRS core, and you compare, that with like SE models, and they're usually like, SE models are usually like 25% of the core price. And so the changes in the price of the core is going to ripple down to the SE, but it's not going to be as much, like similar kind of a range, similar delta, if you know what I'm talking about here. So whether $1,000 for a Gibson is attainable next year, I don't know. Genuinely don't know. Not saying it is or not. But I've been predicting since months ago that next year the prices are going to go up a lot more than the way they went up between 2024 and 25. Shaolin says, I think they're milking the open book headstock. The pickups and the electronic doesn't justify the $1,200 they're asking for some of them, not to mention the $1,500 for the Greeny. Epiphone Greeny is $1,500? Really? I knew it was out, but like I knew about it. I knew that they have an Epiphone version for it now. Maybe $1,400, not sure. Let's check. I'd be damned. You're on the money. It's $1,500. My. You were right on point on that one, my guy. Oh, God. Okay. So, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So, how much is... Okay, so I said 25 to 30%, right? How much is the actual Greeny? And Greeny is not ideal, like an ideal comparison thing, because Greeny is really like iconic, but Greeny, Gibson Les Paul. $20,000. The Murphy Lab one. USA Greeny is $3K. You're right. Yeah, that Epiphone is really, really, really pricey. Yeah. Like $1,000 would have made sense for that guitar. Hey, look, there's another one for 20K. Chump change, easy. Good God. Okay, $1,500 for an Epiphone. Like, is it any good? Is it made in China? Set up by USA. No, but where is it made? Is it made in their Chinese factory? I have no idea. They don't say here. You know when Shaolin, do you know when it is Chinese. You know when I bought my Epiphone inspired by custom shop Firebird, which I bought a month ago. It had made in China on the back of the headstock. I jokingly told Mrs. Peachy that, you know what's my favorite feature about this guitar? She's like, what? I'm like, the fact that the made in China thing at the back of the headstock is a sticker, so you can actually remove it. Which was the case. The first thing I did when I brought that guitar home, it wasn't setting it up, it wasn't tune or clean or restring or play. It was remove that darn sticker. That's oh god. These prices are painful, man. I'm not intending to buy this guitar, but just reading it puts me in pain. Anywho, going back to the special double cut ratio. We're almost done with it, but where were we? Yeah, no, I think we are done with it. I think we've covered everything we needed to cover. It comes in a with 1046 string gouges. Again, more of a recent phenomenon, right? They used to all come in 942s. It comes with an awesome guitar case. And headstock is the Gibson open book headstock. I think that's really the... Shaolin says, yeah, I don't get that part. It's almost like Gibson are asking people to try and forget USA Gibsons. Yeah, man. And the stickers. Fake. Forge. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, tell you a funny story. So there was a guy in my sort of local guitar market, and he does this as sort of like a side hustle. So he buys and sells guitar. He just flips guitars. He has a guitar tech background, so he would buy stuff, set it up, and then put the setup price on top of it, plus some extra, and flip the guitar. That's basically what he does as a side hustle, right? And he brings in this copy of, not a copy, rather. It's a Gibson. It's like a Chinese fake, like a forged version of John 5's old signature guitar, the Ghost. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I don't know whether Sweetwater has it anymore. John 5 signature Ghost. It's like a white Telecaster with red pickups. If they have it, I'll show it to you. Yeah, I don't think they have it anymore. I think that model was discontinued, but check this out. So, John 5 Ghost Telly. It's this guitar. right? And so there was like Chinese, sort of like a fake version of this guitar, was in the market, and he bought it. And he was selling it for like $300 or something, I think. I don't remember how much. This was a while ago. But that guitar was a really good guitar for like $350. Why is it unavailable? Go back. Yeah. And so I have a feeling that same sort of a phenomenon is going to happen to Gibson now. You know, you price your Gibsons and Epiphones too high, and then, you know, Epiphones are Chinese made anyways. Like, you know, just go to another workshop in China and then see if you can do like good quality and reduce your margins, and that's gonna reward you with some part of the market. Like, I know for a fact that some people just don't care that it's you know, it's faked or forged, as long as the guitar is good enough for what they pay for it. Like, there is a market for it. There's like a group of people that buy these kind of stuff. That's why there's so many of them. That's why like it's an actual market. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Yeah, you're right. You know, Gibson is not making it easier to buy their guitars. Nor Fender. I mean, Fender is a little better, I guess, but who would pay $1,500 for an Epiphone? Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like, I understand, I'll be fully honest with you, I understand $3,000 for Greeny. Like, that again, expensive, but it makes a lot more sense to me to get this than that. Like, just in terms of like what makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, if I compare, I'll go Gibson Les Paul, right? Les Paul. And so if you go and take a look at, say, for example, the 70s Les Paul here. Take a look at Les Paul Modern here. You know what I mean? Take a look at Standard 60s, Standard 50s, right? So the price tag that guitar has, the Greeny has, is exactly the same. Very similar to like your Les Paul Standard. $100, $200 different, just because it has a name under it. So this one has a Slash's names under it, so a little bit more expensive. Greeny obviously has Peter Greeny's and Kirk Hammett's name behind it, the story behind it. So that one, you know, a couple $100 more, fine, right? But a $1,500 Epiphone doesn't make sense to me at all. Yeah. Shalin says, I like the USA 70s Les Paul Custom in white. Really want that one day. I heard they're a boat anchor. Oh, let's have a look. I've never seen them. I've never seen the white ones. Les Paul USA 70s Custom in white. And custom is with U. There we go. Oh, is it on screen? Ah, God damn it, you're talking about this one. Sorry, my guy. You're right. Completely forgot. Nice white antique color on it. We like that. What are we looking at? All right, let's pause the music. Let's have a listen to it. Give me a second. I want to listen to this guitar.
Yeah, when I think about guitar sounds from the 70s, I think of the Les Paul.
New York Dolls, Johnny Thunders.
Billy Gibbons and the Trace Hombres.
Pete Townsend, The Who. Steve Lukather, you know, some of the best tone ever.
You know, you're thinking all of the classic burst stuff.
It's just a great period for rock.
It's clear, like, what defined 70s guitar is the Gibson Les Paul.
It's a big sound, ferocious.
Just so much mid-range.
It can be chunky or it can be sweet.
It's clean and it's funky and it's sort of the opposite end of the spectrum. It appeals to my contrarian nature.
The strength and the power and the thickness of those pickups combined with that mahogany body became the iconic
Maple
sound
neck.
of rock and roll.
It's a desert island guitar for sure. For anybody, any style of music.
You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Wine color.
The wine red.
Tobacco Sunburst.
God, this looks beautiful.
You guys did this on purpose.
Buttercream. Sick.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable. This is really heavy. And that's the way those guitars were then as well. It looks like the 70s. It's got that brown sunburst tone. It's really bell-like. It really rings out. It chimes.
Sounds really good for a new guitar. Tone is nice and bright.
There was a clarity there that also was backed up by this just amazing power. This is perfect.
All of these little things make me play differently.
Les Paul is such a statement, sound-wise and feel-wise. Can I take this one home? No.
Don't ask, just take. Maple neck. Now, when they said it's heavy, like how heavy this is this? Like 9 pounds, 10 pounds? What are we talking about here? Look at the top. Look at the top as a top guitar top or top of the page. They show the weight. Oh, did they? Where? Top of the page. Maple top, maple neck, ebony fingerboard, 2 humbucking pickups, butter cream. I thought that was there. You're right. 10 pounds, right here. The thumbnails. Yeah, it's 10 pounds. You're, boy, oh boy, that is a little heavy. Okay, so where are our spec sheets? Can we please have a spec sheet here? There we go. Mahogany body, maple top, nitrocellulose, maple neck, like Shaolin says. Gloss neck. Not surprised, I mean, it's an old school guitar, right? 70s profile with veloute, set neck, 12-inch radius, ebony fretboard, 22 frets, 24/75 scale. Nut width is 1694. What is that? 43. And 2 pneumatic aluminum Nashville bridge. Shaolin says each guitar they have in stock you can pick by weight. Oh, okay. I didn't even know. To be honest with you, the thing is, for me, and I appreciate that Sweetwater actually does this, like individual guitar is weight. But like, and maybe not so much with mahogany and maple, but if a guitar body is made out of ash, I only want to buy it in store. Like I actually want to play it before I buy it. I'll never buy it online. Because mahogany and maple might be... you're talking about these thumbnails up here. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. So you can actually select like 9 pounds and 10 pounds. You're right. I got your point. By the way, man, can I tell you something? Thanks for pointing it out. I never noticed it. I always been like looking around and see them up there, but I never actually noticed the weight. So learned something from you here. Appreciate you doing that. But like... With guitars that are made out of like ash, especially ash, like ash and basswood, if I ever decide to buy a guitar like that is made from ashwood or basswood, I would want to play it first before I buy it, because ash is really unpredictable in weight. You can have the same batch of guitars, exactly the same model, weighing completely different. And that's the reason why early day Fenders that were made out of ash were so inconsistent. You know, some of them were weight relieved and they were so heavy, right, crazy. And then some of them were nice and like light. And you have like different types of ash. You have swamp ash, which is nice and light, and then you have northern ash, which is like dense. It's heavy. It's like oak. And again, depending on where that piece of wood is chopped from the tree, like which part of the tree, where did that tree, you know, it was originated from geographically, how much water is in the wood. Just ash is like a much more unpredictable tone wood comparing with mahogany or maple, for example. And it's kind of soft. I have one ash guitar, dings easy. Ah, okay, well, there you go. Yeah. What kind of ash is it, Shalin? Is it swamp ash? Because I don't think, because northern ash is really dense. So if your guitar is soft, I think it's a swamp ash guitar. Those are the ones that are a little nice and soft. Yeah, yeah. The northern ash, like, is heavy, man. It's like oak. Northern ash is, like, insane heavy. Yeah. Interesting guitar. I really dig this too. Like the stain job looks beautiful on these guitars. It's like 9 10 10 10 9. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this guitar gallery feature is awesome. I should look at it more often. Even as a person who's a proponent of people going to actual stores and buying stuff, I love what Sweetwater has done here. Yeah. Bang. All right. To your health, Shalin. Cheers. Much better. Cheers. All right. By the way, which city are you in? I know Zuhair is in New York. Doroteo, he's in Austin, Texas. Which city are you in? I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Where are you, Shalin? What time is it in your local time? Because if you're in the U.S., it's probably in the morning right now. It's like Eastern time is like, what, almost 9 o'clock? Tel Aviv, Israel. Are you God? Okay, I didn't see that comment. It's almost 5 p.m. Right. How are you doing? Are you well? Because I know there's a lot going on there. Like, you can't trust the news, but I know there's a lot going on there. And a friend of mine, his son was drafted. Because he's an American Jewish and his wife is Israeli. And their son was drafted. There's always a lot going on. It's the Middle East. Well, brother, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you're well and hope you and your loved ones are safe and well. I can only hope that this peace deal goes through and you guys can, you know, just take a breath, go to a bar and have a good time and chill. Yeah, we are. Thank you. Bless. That's good. That's good. Scary stuff. All right, let us go to the last item on this docket. And the last item on the docket was that made me laugh a little, to be fully honest with you. So I saw this. Check this out. Nuno Bettencourt says band often sabotage guest guitarists at gigs on purpose with subpar gear. And at the moment, to be honest with you, when I read this, I started to laugh. Because the thing is, like, I don't know, man. Like, there's like some group of musicians that they're just like so emotionally unstable and so crazy out of their minds. And so the fact that you would lend your gear to somebody, but that gear is, yeah, that's so disrespectful. That's so petty. But just reading it from distance is hilarious. It just makes me laugh. And it's just like, imagine you have Nuno Bettencourt on the stage, like he's gonna show up after you, and something happens to his amp, and he comes to you asking for help, and then you give him crap gear. Like, imagine how petty that is. Like, why? Like, How do you think, like, let's just say you have a support act that they got, or the main act coming after you. Your gig works out perfectly, and you give them crap gear, and something goes wrong with theirs. How do you think people are going to leave feeling about your show? Like, even if they don't know that you've sabotaged that gear. You know what I mean? They're going to, like, the whole show is going to have a negative thing air around it. Not just like they're... I don't get it, man. Anyways, so it's like... And Nuno's like, I dubbed it the punishment rig. There are no special pedals, no special sauce, but the punishment rig is where you separate the men from the boys. Boy, did I like that sentence. While hazing rituals are often associated with college sport teams, it's also a rite of passage to humiliate your musical peers every now and then. Sometimes, stepping out on stage as a guest guitarist can feel like playing a game of Russian roulette. And as Extreme's Nuno Bettencourt reveals, bands, that doesn't make sense. Bands have tried to sabotage him numerous times with a crappy gig. Bettencourt explains how many bands have a designated second rig. They designated second rig. Like, they take that on tour on purpose. Can you imagine? Shaolin says, on the other hand, bringing a whole setup for 1 or 2 songs is kind of mental. To be honest, the guest can bring a modeling multi-effect with him and solve most of the problems. You're right. You're 100% right, man. I have a Line 6 Helix multi-effect rig with me, and I know people go live perform with them. Like, Nuno is a special case, right? With, like, old school rockers and rock and rollers and more sort of like purist style of guitar players, they want their amp. So, but you're right. Like, I don't use amps anymore. I sold my last amp, was that 6 months ago? It's just Line 6 through monitor speakers. So you're right. And you can literally, and it's stable no matter how hot or cold it gets. The sound is going to come out of it stably, and you just take that and just put it into PA and you're good. But yeah, like, there's a bunch of guys that have a second rig that is sabotaged, and they give that to their guests. It's unbelievable. Bettencourt explains how many bands have a designated second rig to prank their guest performers. It's not the same rig as they're playing through. I've dubbed it the punishment rig. According to Bettencourt, the punishment rig often has very little distortion or sustain. Bastards. The guitar has action 3 miles off the neck, and there are no special pedals, no special sauce. But regardless of the tools you've been dealt, you just need to suck it up. You're going to have to get up there and battle it out, whatever it is. He laughs. You're going to have to show the F up, no excuses. That's where you separate the men from the boys. On the punishment rig. Of course, strong guitarists won't be too tripped by a punishment rig. In fact, Bettencourt is adamant that gear has minimal impact on how good a guitarist can sound. Downright sabotage can obviously have a negative impact, but he argues that the most important piece of gear you can always have is a good pair of hands. Yeah. Nuno's always like that. Like, I'm not sure if you know Nuno Bettencourt's rig, but he basically got a Marshal JCM 2000, literally, and you can see it there. Actually, that's a JCM 2000. He has his Proco Rat pedal, so there's like an old school Rat pedal he got, and then there's like this Boss ADX, like a really old Boss multi-FX unit for reverb and delay, and that's it. Like, that's what he does live, which is very minimalistic comparing to like vast majority of guitar players live. And I have a feeling, and I could be wrong here. I'm keen to hear your thoughts, Shaolin. But like, that's the reason why when you hear like his solos, it's in your face, because it's just minimally processed. So you can hear all the gunks and all the thing, and it's right there. He's the real deal, man. He really is. Nuno Bettencourt. I wonder what happened with his guitar brand, because this is his own. This is not a Washburn guitar. So Nuno's been with Washburn for, I don't know, 20, 30 years. This is the Nuno Washburn N4 Authentic. So this is his signature guitar, right? Or it was, and then he announced that he is no longer with Washburn. And he's starting his own brand. And so what you saw there, this one is the Nuno brand, but I think the luthier is Chris Mead. It's the same luthier that made these guitars for Washburn. It's like a third-party shop that Chris Mead owns, and he's commissioned to make these guitars for Washburn. And I have a feeling that now that Nuno's walked away from Washburn and started his own brand of guitars, just given the similarities of this guitar with the Stevens extended cutaway, the reverse Fender headstock kind of shape, Bill Lawrence pickup, it's like everything else is like it's his Washburn Authentic. So I have a feeling that Chris Mead will be making those too. My question is, what happened to them? Like, he announced it a while ago, Nuno guitars. I wonder what happened to the website and if there's any announcements. Nothing. No announcements or anything. Okay. So these are the two new models. So this is like the White Stallion and this is the Black Horse or something. All right. Dark Horse and White Stallion. There you go. And then this is his like N4, which is Nuno guitars. The logo is not Washburn anymore. Okay, so nothing, no updates on the website, nothing about the guitars. I really dig that maple one. That ash maple guitar is something that I was like, I like it. Shaolin says, I had a JCM 800 Kerry King half stack at home. Ah, nice. Okay, that's a really decent amp. Defining the meaning of pointless. That thing was so damn loud with master volume at 1. Had to get rid of. Really? I mean, it's Kerry fucking King. Was it that loud? JCM 800 Kerry King half stack. The whole room would shake. Wow. Okay. I didn't know. Hold on, let's look it up. JCM 800 Kerry King half stack. What do we have here? Damn. Okay. Got it because of the noise gate. When you switch to channel 2, it would sound exactly like Kerry King. Ah, I didn't know that. Okay. Does he still use it? I mean, that's a solid piece of gear. Because of the noise gate when you switch to channel 2. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Okay, fair enough. That's a big deal. Yeah, I didn't know anything about the noise gate of it either. Okay. Huh. What do we have here? Interesting. Yeah, but that loud, you put it at 1 and the whole room shakes. That's loud. Was it faulty, or is it like a standard thing with Kerry King's JCM 800? Like, why would you? Yeah. That's a weird one. So what is he on now? Kerry King. Current amp rig. So he runs 3 heads and 6 cabinets. No, it looks like he's still with the same JCM. All right, let me ask Gemini. What's Kerry King's? Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, he's still on the same stuff, bro. That's 100 watt tube amp. It's crazy loud. And he pairs that with four cabinets. Yeah, he's on the same stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for fairness, you probably got like an arena grade amp head in your room. That thing was designed for arenas and stadiums, bro. Oh, what an overkill. Ay. It's insane. Yeah. It was either selling this thing or moving out. Yeah. Yep, I hear you. It can, jokes aside, it can get tricky. Like if you got neighbors, or even worse, if your like landlord lives right next to you, then you have to be extra considerate about it sometimes. And it can get tricky. And obviously, honestly, jokes aside, like sometimes I crack jokes about, making it so loud that the whole neighborhood wakes up and all that jazz. But you actually, want to be respectful of other people, right? So that's the considerate thing you did. Yeah, I still had my parents in the next room. Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do a full-on power chord with that thing, with the volume turned to 1. I could barely hear my dad banging on the door. Wow. Dude, it was loud, wasn't it? Like, was that is that a feature, or like, hold on. So why is it more loud than other amps, and what's the response curve of the volume like? Like, surely it is much louder. If you put it on 1 and things go apeshit crazy. It's a non-linear response curve, and it's an extremely loud amp. Yeah, okay. Many users report that a volume setting of just 2 or 3 is deafeningly loud for most gigs. This thing is made for arenas, my guy. Literally. And then it has a beast mode that boosts. When you engage it, it has a custom EQ and extra gain, which further enhances its aggressive presence and cutting power. So probably like a mix of, presence and extra distortion. So like, adds onto your mid and high frequencies combined. So your mid and your treble goes high, non-linearly, and then you add extra, even more distortion to it. Huh. Yeah, didn't know that when I bought it, I only saw noise gate and wavelet for it. I can only imagine the surprise the first time you plugged that thing in. Mary Carlou on Twitch says, hello, how are you? I'm good. How you doing, Mary? Yeah, I hear you. Ay. That was funny. Thanks for sharing that, man. Thanks for sharing it. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. All right, man. I think we're gonna call it a day. We've been on for about a couple of hours, and we literally just finished covering all of the items on the docket. Shalon says, yeah, when I hit the first power chord and it freaked me out. It's just noise gate on, so you turn the volume up, you don't hear any noise or anything, you think it's all good, and then play that first power chord, and when there were windows, you know, the glasses start to shatter. Good Lord. Yeah. All right, man. Shalon, so good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. I will see you on the next stream. Yeah, being at Drop C didn't help. Man, the fact that they didn't do like some sort of a disclaimer, some sort of a notice on the amp, like, you know what I mean? Like, because correct me if I'm wrong, but there are some amps, I could be wrong. I think they're like with some Roland, or maybe there's another brand of amp out there that literally there is like a notice of, oh, like, you know, if you make it too loud, it's gonna hurt your ears, or it's gonna like, you know what I mean? Like some cautionary label on it. Okay, warning sticker. Yeah, exactly. That's the word for it. Like, I'm surprised there was no warning sticker on it. If that thing is literally designed for arenas, and you're just selling it to people who play it in their house. Like, it says with 2 and 3, like volume at 2 or 3 being deafeningly loud for most gigs. It may cause the building to crumble, yeah. I was like, why would you sell that to people without letting them know? Like, that is arena gear, man. Like, why would you do that? And then here's the thing, like, I'll bet you somewhere in the world some genius put on some like noise canceling headphones and turns that thing up to like 9 and 10. And then just like, you know what I mean? I bet you someone has done it. Like, this is too much power. It's just, this is too much power in guitarist sand, and like half the population of guitar players are emotionally unstable anyways. Like, why? Yeah. Why would you give him that power? Make me laugh. I hope the guy that bought it still has his hearing. Me too. My. All right, man. Let me call it a day. Let's call it a day. Shaolin, so good to see you, man. Everybody on YouTube, on Twitch that are watching the stream. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm just going to pop this to your health, guys. Thank you so damn much for hanging out with me. And as always, before I go, I'm just going to leave you guys with this, that remember that life is short. We're not getting any younger. These seconds are precious, though sometimes it might not feel this way. Our time here is precious. When we're healthy to pick up and play the guitar, do what we love to do, is precious. In all sincerity, I come on these streams and I chat with you guys and I enjoy it from the bottom of my heart. I laugh. I talk guitars, which is my passion, my love since I was a kid. It's a blessing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Pick up that guitar, play it, go athletic with it. We are not getting any younger, is what I say. Guys, I'll see you either in the next video or on our weekend stream this Saturday. Shaolin, laters, my brother. Guys, Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you around. Mwah! Turn up the music. Turn up our outro music, baby. Let's go.
Calling me back home. I'm falling through the echoes where the shadows start to glow, and every sound you leave behind is the one I can't outgrow. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, your voice is in the undertow. I'm rising, but I'm sinking. Echoes of Sorenzo.
Yeah! Guys, take care, stay healthy, play the guitar. Love you guys. Mwah! I'll see you in the next video or on our Saturday stream. Take care. I'll see you later.
The world is made of silver strings and unresolved desires. I chase the tone that once was yours through broken amplifiers. You fade into the reverb, but I still can't let it win. I hear you in the distance, pulling me again. I feel the air around me tremble like a truth I can't